Good morning, everybody. It is 4 minutes past 11 o'clock on this Tuesday morning, Tuesday, August the 25th. It's Jim White and it's Simon Jordan, and we are live on talkSPORT, live on YouTube as well. And you heard him in the build-up to 11 o'clock, and he's still with us. France World Cup winning midfielder Emmanuel Petit is with us live on this show. Emmanuel, we get stuck right into the Premier League situation. I haven't had time to ask you, how's your summer been? You opted not to go to the USA for the World Cup, unlike ourselves.
Yeah, well, too much work to do, between London and Paris. But I was not present, at the World Cup in America. But what can I say about this World Cup? There's things that I was pleased, but many things that as well that I was not happy with.
Of course. And this is where it comes down to us talking about Gianni Infantino, FIFA president Gianni Infantino. The backlash continues. Now, football legends we know have come together with a joint statement to declare enough is enough. You're part of that. You want him gone, don't you? Why is that?
I want, Infantino to leave the FIFA presidents. But in the meantime, I would love as well that some things change as well. The way FIFA has been ruling, the football world. 10 years ago, more than 10 years ago, I wrote a book about that, and had no echo in the press. I'm not stupid. I know how the systems works, but I think FIFA is not a democracy. It's the property of a few person. They took away the football from the players, from the fans, and they do exactly what they want with it. It's only personal interest.
And you and a whole raft of top names from the game, legends of the game, have come together and are pushing for him to go. Samuel Eto'o is a big name. He's defended Infantino. He says he wants FIFA's controversial plan to sell stakes in its competitions to be put back on the table if Infantino is re-elected next year. So he for one backs him.
Yeah, I'm not surprised about that. What is his role actually? I think he's the president of
Cameroon.
Yeah, the Cameroon. So we can understand why he's saying that. He's trying to protect as well the system. I can understand his point of view, but I disagree with him because as a former player, we have never been questioned about anything about football. The only thing we've been asked is to play, and the show must go on, and which we did, because most of the players who play at the highest level receive so much money. So I always said that if you want to change football, the unity between players have to be 100%. Actually, we don't see that, and it's been like that through generations. Why? Because the system is based on the top players. It's a few percentage of the players into the world. The vast majority of the players don't live the same life. They don't play European competition. They don't play for the national team. So they play basically, the championship, sometimes, the FA Cup. But most of the time, the top players, they are so focused on playing for their club because they play every 3 days, and they receive so much money. So they don't have maybe the time to do that. And they know exactly that the whole market is on their shoulders. So I can understand why Eto'o said that, because he's the president of the Cameroon Federation. But honestly, football is what it means when we talk about football is unity. And actually, for years and years, it's not only about Infantino, because it was the same with Blatter before that. The scandal at the FIFA has been there, on the table for years and years. Has it changed? No, really. Have we asked the players to be involved in the big decision? Never. We ask those people who spend their monies, for the football industry. Maybe sometimes we should ask their opinion as well. Never. So it's always a few group of person, that can control the whole system, and they do what they want with it. Well, and I just agree with that.
Simon's alongside me. Simon, judging from what Emmanuel says, he's obviously very serious about what he wants to see happen. His voice is an important one. So is the unified voice of other football legends. Can they make the change that they want to make?
Depends what changes they want to make. I mean, you've got to look at the system that produces circumstances where people like Infantino, Blatter, and the originators of FIFA that awarded the World Cup to Argentina in 1978 with all the corruption that went with that. You've got to look at the system rather than the individuals to some extent, because all you'll be in danger of doing is removing Infantino and replacing with someone else that comes from that system. I mean, UEFA are no better. This idea that subsequently UEFA are the poster boys is absolutely absurd. Ceferin is cut from the same cloth. Ceferin was part of an organisation that has changed the voting structure so that you can have more than 3 terms, although he's saying he doesn't want to stand now because he's seen the robustness of people's response to it, with David Gill and other people going, hang on a second, you can't do that. UEFA have got a monopoly. UEFA tried to shut down competition when somebody dared to poke their head up and say, we'd like to rival the Champions League. The players do come to the table. The players, ex-players, sit in spaces like IFAB, where they get to make up the rules for the game. We've seen ex-players. We've seen Michel Platini sit on top of UEFA. Okay, he's cleared now, but there were challenges about his tenure. The players have been the major beneficiaries of the change of football. Yes, of course, it is the elite players, but we can't make a case in any other industry for average people being rewarded in any different way. The elite get the money, and the less elite don't. The big argument is what do we want to change? Was Infantino right? Really and truly, Infantino's opportunity to change the direction of travel and get investment in football was completely flawed. You can't sell football. But he could never get it through because there was still a democratic process that really do need investment into football, which is hence the reason why Samu Eto'o's popped his head above the parapet, because they want more money into Cameroonian football and get their votes. Right. But there was always going to be the mass football in blocks that were going to block it. So the sensationalism and the hysteria about what he was trying to do was never going to find fruition because he wasn't really going to be able to achieve it. But the question is, why did he think he could? And that's because he brushes shoulders with people like Trump and people of that ilk, where he thinks he's in that situation where he's presiding over a nation state and he runs football. But really and truly, what is it you change the establishment. I'm very interested to hear from Emmanuel. Once you change the establishment, you become the establishment. So what are you changing it to? What is it you want to fix? You want players at the table. You do get them at the table a lot of the time, telling people what they don't want to do.
What does change look like, Emmanuel? From this point going forward, you as football legends, and you are one, mate, but you say for the fans, for the players, and for the good of the game, we will be silent no more. Okay, the floor is yours.
We can't do anything because we're just former players. Our voices, could be strong in the press, but what impact, from that? I'm not stupid, I'm close to be 56 years old, so I'm not naive. I know exactly that we won't change the system. What I want, because as I said before, I wrote a book, 10 years ago. I proposed some issues, starting from the elections, for FIFA, UEFA, even for here in France. I said it, I was fighting against the French Federation for that. The elections, we never ask the players to be involved into the elections. They're playing, they're making the whole business on the pitch, and we don't ask them their opinion about who's going to rule their world.
So how would that work, Manu? How would that work? I've got no objection to a broader perspective. I think FIFA as an organisation should be more transparent, less opaque. But when you say that, for example, the tens of thousands of players that play around Europe would be voting potentially on elections for FIFA presidency or UEFA presidency, how in practice would that really work? Tell me.
Really easy.
Go ahead.
We got every single players around the world, they have a license, with a number. It's like inland revenue numbers as well that follows you since you're born until you die. So it's easy, simple clicks, on your computer. The days of the elections, you put your number and you vote for who you want to be the president. It's easy, you know, and we can do that as well with the amateur football.
So you'd go around the globe, and
Yes.
the however many
Or
every single league, every single player,
Yes.
the thousands in the UK, the thousands in South America, the thousands in every country.
Why?
No, I'm not kicking. I'm just asking what your thought process is, and then that would be
why are we asking only the person who are in charge of federations to give their vote, you know, for the FIFA president? It's the same with UEFA presidents. I mean, we should ask as well those people who are making football on the pitch, who are making the whole business. I mean, why is it only a couple of hundred of people that can vote this so important institution into the world, when you see those who are making football just stay away, you know, from the election? This is not your business, you know. We are going to take care of it. We are going to protect you. But this is not the case. So I mean,
I mean, I'm not arguing. I'm just exploring your thinking. So the major change in football that the players have massively benefited from, the economics, the scale, the global reach has all been achieved for players in conjunction with players playing on a field getting the benefit, and administrators making big commercial decisions with broadcasters. So the major benefit, however low you go down the pyramid to however high you go, everyone's benefited because the scale's gone. All of this has been for the players. So what is it you think that the players are not getting the benefit of, given the fact that they are the major beneficiaries?
No. As I said before, I said that the first to take advantage of it is the top players, but the vast majority of them, you know, they are not living in the same world. So there is no unity into football players. Don't remember, I think we all remember, you know, back in days, you know, with Maradona, with Eric Cantona, they wanted to create, you know, the players, you know, unions. And it didn't work. So I was very upset about that, because I think that was a good direction to take. But I said into my book 10 years ago that I was talking about the elections, but as well about the schedule of the games. I mean, there is so many competition now, actually. It's only based on the top players. So, I mean, for many reasons, you can change Infantino if you want, but the system won't change at all.
That's my point.
Okay. Emmanuel, we'll keep at it. You'll be joining us again, I would have thought, in the fullness of time. And no doubt, although you won't like this, Infantino will still be in situ. But we will return to that with Emmanuel Petit. A number of people have been having their say on Infantino, of course, almost on a daily basis. And we'll bring you more of that very shortly. Stay with us as we approach 11:20.